When Dwayne Haskins declared for the NFL draft, I had some concerns about him as a quarterback. His mechanics, his lack of athleticism, and the fact that he was in a perfect situation for any quarterback. What we didn't pay attention to was his maturity. Sure, he seems mature in interviews and knows how to break down film like an NFL veteran, but maturity is a different thing. Haskins has only made 3 starts in the NFL so far, and he's only 22 years old, but there has to be some questions about his maturity level. I recall a few stories on draft night that were already concerning. So he charged $50 to get into his draft party. That was number 1. Number 2, he announced his own clothing line on the night of the draft, where he could have done it at any other point. And number 3 was apparently he had nude pictures of his girlfriend as his screensaver on his phone. So number 1 isn't that bad. I'm sure he's not the only person to ever do this, but on a night when you're getting drafted into the NFL, if your main concern is to make some extra money on the side, it shows that your mind's just not in the right place, so I personally did not like that. The guy was literally about to make millions of dollars based off his rookie contract. We knew he was going in the first round, but here you are worried about getting some extra money from your draft party, so that did not sit right with me. Number 2 was a little odd because, he definitely could have announced his clothing line at any other point in the offseason. He just happened to do it the night of the draft. He put it on his Twitter and all that kind of stuff. And when it's draft night, you should be focused on the team and, your NFL future. But here's this guy worried about collecting $50 per person to enter his draft party and announcing his clothing line on social media. So that did not sit right with me as well. And number 3, with the whole girlfriend and, the nude background and stuff like that, that's not the worst thing in the world. But when you're on national TV on ESPN and your phone is out the whole night, don't you think that somebody's going to pick it up? We have all these HD cameras, eventually somebody's going to pick up a picture of that on your phone. And there's no actual evidence of it. I'll put the picture in this video, but it looks pretty clear that that is a naked woman as his background. I don't know if it's his girlfriend, but that's what people make the assumption of, so I guess someone could let me know if they know more about that story. But just another thing that was weird about Haskins before even playing in the NFL. So once Haskins was with the Redskins in the preseason, it was announced that Case Keenum would be the starter to open the season. To some it was a surprise, but to other people they expected that to be the outcome. It took Haskins until week 4 to make an appearance in an NFL regular season game, and didn't receive his first start until week 9. Even leading up to that, there were definitely plenty of signs of immaturity already. There were a ton of reports that Haskins did not have a full grasp of the Redskins playbook, and that's definitely concerning based off how smart he is. Haskins understands football a lot for someone his age and knows how to read defenses and knows how to break down film and all that kind of stuff. But for him not to know the playbook, halfway through the NFL season is definitely concerning because he had it since April or late April, but still didn't know it. So what does that tell you? The guy's smart, he understands football, but him not knowing the playbook has to do with laziness and just honestly not studying the playbook. Simple as that. So there's that, and of course then what happened in week 12 and this past week, the Redskins had a game-sealing interception with 8 seconds remaining, and literally 5 seconds later on the broadcast, there was Dwayne Haskins going over to some little fan section that was right behind the Redskins bench. So first off, you should probably be celebrating with your teammates and not going to some fan section that's behind your bench. That's the first problem I have with this. Then after that, the camera shows Dwayne Haskins taking a selfie with a fan, and then the camera right after cuts to Case Keenum on the field taking the final knee. So Haskins and the interim head coach, Bill Callahan, brushed it off like it was no big deal, but it definitely did not sit right with some people. So former Redskins quarterback Joe Theismann tweeted that it was unprofessional and wrong, and honestly, I tend to agree with him on this. I mean, there were plenty of red flags leading up to this, but this was the type of thing that did not sit right with me, honestly. I mean, it's not right for a quarterback of a team to just immediately go and party with some fans right after the game is over. And this guy's supposed to be on the field with his helmet to take the final knee, but here he is on the sideline taking selfies with fans. I just honestly did not like what I saw there. And it's not like the guy had a great game anyway. I mean, I'm not trying to be too harsh on Haskins, but he didn't play that great. I saw him miss a wide open throw in this game that should have been a touchdown to McLaurin in the first quarter. So honestly, you kind of have to count your blessings in a way, because Jeff Driscoll, the Lions quarterback, gave them 2 interceptions that were very costly. And, here you are celebrating with the fans, and it's all about me, me, me. I feel like Haskins is not enough of a team guy. He's just a me first type of guy. And honestly, I don't like like it. But then again, I'm not a Redskins fan, so I'm just out here giving my opinion. So I might get some hate for this because there's definitely one side of the spectrum and, definitely the other side as well. So I understand both sides of it. But if this was my favorite team, if Haskins was the Giants quarterback and doing stuff like this, I personally would not be a fan of it. So if you're a Redskins fan and you're watching this, let me know what you think about it. I'm sure you guys are happy that you won and the guy played kind of well, but at the same time, he does need to be more mature. I think we can all agree on that. So he's still 22 years old. He has plenty of time to grow, and we'll see what Haskins does in the near future.